Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. I am happy to be back here with you for another week, for another energy reading for the collective. Thank you to those of you who have been joining me each week and tuning in and letting me know that these readings are resonating for you. I'm so grateful. I always love hearing that when something clicks or something that comes through in these readings is supportive for you. So thank you for sharing that. And for those of you who may be tuning in for the first time, I just want to share that the intention of these readings is to provide insight or clarity into some energetic thing that you are working through in your life right now. So I share them each week. So they are present time on the date that I send them, share them, but they are also timeless. So this is how the universe works, is it sends you somewhere, it sends you messages that resonate for you, that you are meant to receive at the specific time that you see them. So if you're coming to this video a week, a month, a year, 10 years after I've posted it, know that you're meant to receive it in the moment that you do. So trust that. It really is kind of crazy how this sort of divine guidance and divination, this kind of work is not bound to the 3D world. It's something much bigger than that. So I encourage you to trust whenever it is that you come to watch or listen to this message. And I also want to ask that if you resonate with this reading, if it touches something in you, if it encourages you, if in any way you're like, ooh, yeah, I would invite you to just hit the thumbs up if you're on YouTube, click like. It's a small, quick thing that actually is incredibly helpful for me. It really serves this channel and this message. It helps me reach more people. The more, likes that there are on this video, the more the algorithm is like, ooh, more people might want to see this. So I thank you for taking just the split second that it takes to click that thumbs up button so that this message might spread farther to those who are ready to hear it and ready to receive it. So with that said, let's go ahead and tune in and see what comes through for the reading this week. Okay, so I'd like to see a picture. It's already coming in. So there's this image of you stacking, they kind of look like rocks or boulders, kind of like blocks, one on top of the other in a very skinny sort of tower. And the rocks themselves, they're kind of dense. They're this dark gray energy. And the energy of this space that you're in is sort of dark. It almost looks like being kind of in a cave or like at the bottom of a well. It's got that sort of vibe to it. And as the rocks, the blocks are stacked higher and higher, there's sort of this like light at the end of the tunnel, or this sort of bright light above you that this tower that you're building is extending into. And you're orienting towards, you're looking towards the light here that's above you as you're working with these blocks. There's some part of you that is sensing that there is a literal light at the end of the tunnel, and also that there's something powerful and meaningful and healing, like you are aware of this energy. So what are these blocks about? It's like this awareness that there are certain things in your life that you have to work through right now. You have to, again, these blocks they're dense, they're heavy, they're kind of dark, they're a little bit ominous or burdensome. But there's this sense as you work with them, as you take them and stack them, that each one that you look at, that you deal with, that you go into, is leading you higher and higher, closer and closer to this light. And I want to get more information about what this light is. So it's a sense of ease and achievement, but not in a linear or competitive or patriarchal way, more just of an attainment of a certain vibration, and knowing that that's where you're headed, and having some trust in the inevitability of this. Your higher self knows that this is where you're headed. Your higher self knows that you're not going to be stuck at the bottom of the well forever. And it's like you're allowing more and more of that understanding in your life right now. And how is that serving you? Well, it's making you stronger. I see that every time a new block comes in, it's like you're so much more swift in your ability to pick it up and stack it. It becomes easier to face and work with and move through each of these blocks that come. It's like you get stronger and stronger with each one. And it's almost like the more that you work with them individually, it's like it gets you more and more excited because you know that you're getting closer again to this light, to this attainment, to this sense of fulfillment and ease and balance. You know this. It's like your human self, at the body level, might forget this from time to time and sort of get caught in, well, it's dark around me right now. But you are more and more attuned to your higher levels, to your higher self, to your spirit that knows that everything that you are dealing with in your life right now is simply a building block, a step towards this ultimate. There's an energy of liberation to it. It's kind of like it's got that kind of energy. It really is beautiful, like the heavens parting. The clouds parting. You know that that's coming, and you know that each block that you are working with is actually helping you get stronger and closer to it. What other information is important here? What am I not seeing? There's this red energy that's showing up kind of back in the corner of where you are here, and I'm going to look more deeply at that. There's some energy of anger here that's coming through in this red energy. What is this about? There's a lot of anger around, let me get the nuance of it, hold on. Well, it's anger and grief. It's almost like anger that masks grief at how long you have had to deal with the blocks that have held you back. There's a flavor of injustice or the unfairness of it all. And it's not just for you, you feel this for the collective. You feel this for human beings in general. There is a sense of grief and sadness of just how much we each individually have to slog through in order to reach a space of a sense of ease and fulfillment and peace in our lives. And there's a sense of like the injustice of that. But as you're stacking each of these blocks, it's like you're working through that for yourself. It's almost like it's fueling you. There's a reclamation that's happening here because there's in this anger energy, this grief and anger energy, there is a little sense of disempowerment in it, of like, there's a little bit of woe is me, but it's not very victim-y, but just a sense of, the world is happening to me, things are happening to me. But there's an alchemy that's happening here for you in your life and in your space where you're sort of, as you work with each of these blocks, this energy is shifting. It's almost turning into a motivation and a reclamation of your own power to move through and to grow and to ascend into this light, into this new vibration, into this sense of fulfillment and really being able to have your life for yourself, to have what you want. It's almost like for the first time you really believe that you can have it. And this sense, it's like your higher self, your spirit is so grounded and connected to that knowing. And always has been, but it's almost like your body, at the body level, you're really actually beginning to say, well, maybe I can have exactly what I want. Maybe I can have this thing that I've been dreaming of. Maybe it is on its way and always has been. So are there any next steps here? Anything that's important for you to know as you continue in this process of alchemy and working with these blocks? Well, you can attune to the energy of the light at any time. It's not beholden to linear time. So it's not like you need to stack 16 blocks over the course of 20 years in order to get here. That's a construct of the mind. What this is showing me is you can dip into, like pop up to this energy of the light, of the fulfillment, of the ease, of the spaciousness at any time. That there are things at the human level that need to be worked through and worked out in order to be there in a sustained way, in order to sort of occupy that space, for longer periods in your life or as a state of being. But it's accessible to you now. You can kind of jump up there, pop up there, and taste it now. So how can you do that? It's almost like I see you pulling a cord down from this golden energy, pulling it down towards you. It's like getting a little thread of it, a little reminder of it into your space from where you are. And it's like when you do that, it's a motivating factor in you continuing to build the tower and move the blocks. What's interesting is what it's showing me is as you're stacking these blocks, you don't have to climb them. I was sort of wondering, in my analytical mind, like, well, do they climb the tower? Like, what is this about? But as you're stacking the blocks, it's almost like the ground that you're standing on is rising like this. It was just 11:11 on my timer here as I said that. It's like the ground that you're standing on rises kind of on its own. It's like you don't have to be in effort about getting to the light or stacking the blocks. It's like just being in your experience and having the willingness to strengthen the muscle of looking at these things. You don't have to climb them. There's an element of, as you do this, you are ascending, you are moving towards this ultimate state or destination, kind of on its own, like automatically in a way. So trust that it's not about efforting from like a third chakra place to get there. It's much more about your willingness and your beingness. And from operating from those places, it's like it's happening in the background on its own. And it's like you get closer and closer and closer to this light. Is there anything else to know here? It's bringing me back to this cord that you've pulled down, and it's kind of like you plug it into the front of your heart chakra. Why are you doing that? There's a piece here about allowing yourself to believe that this is not just a possibility, but in many ways like an inevitability for you. This energy, this space. And so you plugging it into your heart chakra is sort of what it's showing me is believe this. Like make this real. Believe that you can actually have this. Know it in your heart. And what does that allow you to have? How does that shift things when you plug this in that way? It lends a sense of all of the heaviness is worth it. All of the shadow, all of the discomfort, all of the struggle. It's for a greater purpose. It's taking you somewhere greater. And believing, trusting that it's on its way, you are on its way to it. It is meant for you. It is something that you are intended to have, to be, to experience. Trusting that helps to make all of the difficulty and pain and discomfort feel worth it, because you know that it's leading you there, and you have to trust it. You have to trust it. Even when you're in the dark, even when you're in the bottom of the well, even when you're working with the blocks and the heaviness and the discomfort, you are also connected to the light. You know. I mean, that's what I'm seeing here. There are going to be little doubts that creep in from your mind, from, the past, from your childhood. But you've reached a point now. There's almost a point of no return here, where you're looking ahead, where you're looking to the greater picture, where you know deep down, and it's almost like there's no going back to denying this or doubting it in a way that you really believe it. you know that it's on its way. You know that you are on your way. You know that you're exactly where you're meant to be in this process. So good. I hope that is helpful for you. I hope that resonates for you. If it does, please leave a comment or, shoot me a message. Let me know. I'm always so heartened by the messages that I bring through. I know I take a lot from them, and I offer them for all of us because I know that there's something in it for each of you. So thank you so much for tuning in. I want to let you know that I also offer personal readings. If this style of receiving divine guidance resonates with you, I do personal sessions where I can look at the energy of you, your life, your growth periods, what's blocking you, where you want to go, what the best next steps could be for you in your life. We can go into detail on really anything that you're experiencing or needing some support and guidance with. And if you're interested in checking those out, the link to book is in the description of the YouTube video or in the show notes on the podcast or in my link in bio on Instagram if you follow me there. All right, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. So good to be with you as always. I am sending you so much love and wishing you a beautiful week. I will see you here same time next Monday.